everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to be here with Amanda, Tropical Empress in Spirit. Welcome,
Hello.
Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I've been dying to have you. And I know you just moved and got yourself all resettled into a new place.
Yes.
But you've also dipped your toes. You've done some of your own stuff on your channel. And
Yes.
you've also you collabed with Scott and Sherry and
Heather from Soul
Heather.
Alchemy.
Heather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's glad to see you. So today we're going to learn a little bit about Amanda, her background and what she's interested in and all that. And I have to tell you, she's also one of my fabulous members, and I love having her as a member. So thank you for that, Amanda. That's so wonderful. We'll do that, and then we'll do some mini readings. Anything you want, guys. Today's really heavy energy. Didn't we have the full moon last night? I think it was. And yeah, I think so. We had a huge surprise rain pour, and it was like I think we got 2 inches of rain in 5 minutes or so. I don't know. It was unreal. And then it cleared off and everything's okay here. But we get rain here, but in the summer pretty much we don't get that. We get just showers once in a while. So,
right.
Well, supermoon. Oh, it's going on right now, Juanita. Okay, no wonder.
So it's tonight.
Yeah. Okay. I still have time to put some of my stones out under the moonlight. So that's awesome.
Yeah, because I have to do that too.
Yeah. Did you get the rain too, Morella? Morella's up in Canada, but right above me in the Vancouver area. And so I'm guessing you must have also gotten it. Let me know, Morella. So Juanita's here from Oregon. We've got Scott work lurking. We're glad you're here, my dear. We have Viviani. I know, that's all right. You can't stay. Viviani, you're going to have to come back on with me, though, because I miss you. We have Morella, as I said. And look at this. What a beautiful thing for Juanita to say. How does Aley find all these awesome guests? So there you are.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. She's been on my show as well. She does not have a channel, but she's been on a couple of shows with me. So Juanita's a real sweetheart. Yeah. All right. So let's see. You guys are talking about lunch, and I haven't even had breakfast. You stop it.
I know, right?
That's right. Hi, Lottie. Nice to see you, dear. And Bernie Girl is here, and Nancy is here. And Rossi, hi Rossi, just visiting. Wow, lots of folks coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. Bora Bora Janet, hi honey, hi CJ. Lady Life from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Well, it's nice to see you, Lady Life. Welcome. Moira's here. Bernie Girl, I got your question. I'm only going to ask, we're going to talk first, and then I'm only going to ask that you be here while I read for you, Bernie Girl, or we read for you, because it's easier for us to deliver a message to someone in the chat. So there you go. Nancy, you got a question? Marella? Oh, it's your wedding anniversary. Oh, we'll see if I'm sure Reno has a message for you. Yep. Yeah. Hello, Carolyn Booker and Peter Booker, if you were there. Breakfast and lunch was ages ago. It's 8 p.m. Well, Lottie, you're in the UK, honey. So you can think about what you want to have for breakfast tomorrow.
I know, it's 3:00 here. I haven't had breakfast or lunch.
I thought I was bad. Well, I know she's just going to get off in time to go and get her dinner by the time she's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Juicy steak sounds good.
There you go. There you go. I love it. I love it. Hi, Fatima Medeiros. It's nice to see you too. Welcome. So yeah, we've got some great guests here today, and so let's talk a little bit about Amanda. She is on the East Coast, and she is a transplant, but a transplant from a number of years ago. Do you even remember living in California? Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember a lot of it. I had a great childhood out there, actually.
Oh, wow.
And most of my family still lives there, so.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been back to visit? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been probably about a decade since I've been home to visit. I'm bad. I know I need to go home and see them, but I
Oh,
haven't just had a chance to make it back home yet to see them.
I
So,
get it. I get it. Well, the last 5 or 6 years has been really tough for everybody, I
yes,
think. So maybe by
yes.
the time you can go back and visit, yeah, you'll enjoy it much more. I bet you'll see a lot of change there. Were you in
Oh,
southern or northern? Which part?
Southern.
It
I was
was okay.
around. I lived. Well, I was born in like San Bernardino County, but I grew up around Pasadena area. So like the
Oh,
Rose
okay.
Bowl parade and the big Rose Bowl that goes on, I
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
up around that area.
Me too.
So
Okay. That's where Carolyn Booker, I believe, she lived near Pasadena when she lived there too. A different generation, but
oh
yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
I didn't
My
know that.
brother lived with his family in Corona, Corona,
Okay.
California. And I went out to visit him and one year, and I ended up getting a job, and I drove. I think isn't Baker's. Maybe you don't know. Bakersfield isn't too far from that there,
Yeah, it's
and
about an hour and a
about
half
an hour.
from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it was fun, and they would always say, "Oh, we don't want to go down to Orange County. No, thank you." You know, it was too crazy down there. Yeah. Wow. All right, you guys. So all this talk of food is making Lottie hungry. So Lottie, go get some snacks, cheese and crackers, or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. You have trail mix. You guys stop talking about food. Okay.
Right.
So, when did you wake up spiritually? Would you say was it over a period of time? Was it always? Or
um, it's I became aware of my gifts when I was about 6, 7 years old,
good?
but
Yeah.
I didn't talk about them. I mean, because
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
had like an out of body experience. I went to bed one night, and in the middle of the night, I remember I thought I woke up and I was like floating up to the ceiling. And I
Wow.
remember I did this because I'm looking up and I thought, I'm gonna hit the ceiling, and I see my body laying in bed, and as soon as I saw that, I went back in my body.
Uh-huh. Oh
And
wow.
it scared the
Scary for a
living.
little kid. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I woke up out of breath, it scared the living daylights out of me. I didn't tell anybody about it. And then it was from that point on when I started to notice that I could see things that other people couldn't see. I would see, spirit orbs. The rare occasion I might see a spirit of,
Uh-huh.
someone, and I would hear things. And then I think it wasn't until I was about 14 years old, I ended up having a conversation with my grandmother, but it was like I didn't want to talk to anybody about it, not even her. But I
Uh-huh.
saw this big white spirit orb. It came across me and it shot across the room like a shooting star.
Ooh.
And I was like, what the hell, And my grandma
Yeah.
heard me. And I'm like, she's like, what is it? What's wrong? I'm like, yeah, Grams, I just saw a big white ball go shooting across the room. And she looked at me, she was like, oh, that's nothing to worry about. That's, angels passing through. I'm like, what? you know? And
Wow.
then she started to
Okay.
tell me that psychics runs in our family, and that I got my psychic abilities from her. And then there's a few others in our family who have, the gifts. And I just kind of looked at her, I'm like, yeah, Grams, you're crazy.
Wow. I love though that she validated you because a lot of people get told, "Oh, you're just pretending." They'll
hmm
turn around. But yeah, that must have been quite something when Graham said that to you. Yeah.
It
Wow.
was, but
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it because
Sure.
I mean, I still was in denial of it. So when she told me
Mhm.
that, because she even told me, she was like, well, whenever you see things, hear things, know things, trust it, listen, and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, Grams, no, you're crazy. That's what I
Uh-huh.
said. And I remember I walked away from her and I didn't want to
Uh-huh.
talk about it anymore. But it wasn't until I was 15 years old and I was up late one night in my bedroom. I just got done doing schoolwork and my parents and my brother already went to bed. And I got up to turn the light off. And as soon as I got up to hit the light switch, before I could even reach it, I felt like this bolt of electricity go through me. And it
Ooh.
startled me. And then I heard a voice say, "Don't go to sleep. Your mom's going to be rushed to the hospital before dawn." I was like, "What?"
Oh
And it
my
shocked
goodness.
me.
Oh
And I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, where did that voice come from? And I'm trying to figure all this out. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I know I just heard that, but still thinking like, could this be in my imagination? And so I'm like, I had to talk to myself. I'm like, Amanda, I said, if this is real, it's like you want to stay awake. Otherwise, you're going
Yeah.
to regret this. So
Right.
I tried
Right.
my best to stay awake, but I ended up falling asleep. And then when I woke up, I jumped out of my bed in a panic and I looked throughout my whole house and my house was empty. And that's when it hit me that this had to really happen.
Oh my
And
God.
I remember I sat on my couch and, coming to that realization. And back then, cell phones didn't exist. And if they did, it was like the car
Yeah.
phones that like lawyers and doctors would
Sure.
have.
Right.
And I didn't
Yeah.
even think of like even calling the hospital. So I just sat there. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just wait for my family to get home. And it probably wasn't even maybe an hour later. My stepfather and my brother walk in the door, and I'm like, "Where's mama?" And they're like, "We had to rush her to the hospital." And I was like,
You
"Oh
must have had
wow,
the creeps. Didn't you have the creeps at first? Like,
yes."
oh my Lord.
And I'm
Wow.
even getting chills now just thinking back
Sure.
to that because
Yep.
that was just the realization. It's like, okay, Grams, you're not crazy after all.
Right.
And I finally said, okay, I'll listen, I'll, whatever I see here, I'll take it on. But I even had to, have a chat with God. It's like, give this to me slowly so I
Yeah.
can,
There
gradually
you go.
adjust
Good.
and to understand it. And so over the years, other gifts would surface. Like I remember I was like 17, 18 years old, and I
Uh-huh.
had my first telepathic experience with an ex-boyfriend of mine who lived an hour away from me.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of even caught me off guard because I know I was up late one night in my bedroom watching a crime scene investigation documentary. And it was
Uh-huh.
about a woman getting murdered and all that. And as I'm watching it, I get like this rush of emotions going through me. And then I suddenly get these thoughts like, I wonder what it's going to be like when we get married. I can see us getting married. I wonder what our kids will look like. I'm like, wait a minute. That
Wow.
had nothing to do with what I'm watching on the TV, but I
Right,
have all
right.
these thoughts. I'm like,
Wow.
okay,
Wow.
so at that moment, I thought of calling him because I realized it had to be my boyfriend, but it was late and he lived at home with his parents, and I'm like, no, I'll wait. We had made plans to see each other the next day, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
So the next day, we go out to eat, and after we had placed our order, and all that, I sat there and I looked at him. I said, I know you were in deep thought of me last night, and I know exactly what you were thinking about. And he was like, what? I said, I know you were wondering what it'd be like, if we got married, you could see us getting married and you wonder what our kids would look like. And you just looked at me like, what? How'd you do that? I said, I don't know. I
Wow.
said, but apparently I'm right by the reaction on your face. And he just looked at me and shook his head, yes. So
Got married.
no, we didn't get
Oh,
married, but
oh, okay. No.
just the simple fact that we had that connection, it
Oh,
was like
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it blew my mind and it blew his mind. And he was like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "I don't know.
I
I don't,
don't
I don't
know.
understand, but I know it has something to do with psychic abilities." And so
Mhm.
I went home and I did research on it. Of course, back then that's when dial up. We only had dial up and AOL.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
You remember
I
that
do.
annoying noise.
Right.
And I researched it, but there was like nothing really out there. And everything I found was saying it's not real. It's people's imagination and blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
no, if you only knew.
Wow. Wow.
And then I go
Mm.
through, it was my early 20s, and I got married when I was 21. I met my husband when I was 20, and I married him when I was 21. And I noticed things started to change for me more. Like I noticed that I would see spirit orbs in different colors because when I was small, I only saw them in like white and gold. But
Uh-huh.
by the time we met and got married, I started seeing them in blue, purple, pink, green, red, orange, and it was like, what's going on here, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I ended up going through because even my husband didn't believe in psychics when we met, and that was kind of a hard thing for me to handle because I know how long it took me to open up and accept
Sure.
these abilities. And
Sure.
could I
Yeah.
be with someone who doesn't believe? You know, but by that
Yeah.
point, I had already developed these strong feelings for him, and I knew he felt the same way. And so I had to tell him, you know, about my gifts. And he's like, no, I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in psychics. It's like, okay, so I went
Yeah.
home and thought about it. I'm like, can I do this? You know, can I have this
Yeah.
serious relationship with someone who doesn't believe in me? But I sat
Mm-hmm.
there, I'm like, okay, Amanda, just don't bring it up. You know, you know that you can't talk about it with him, but you find others like you who
True.
understand and know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I handled it. But as the years went on, like the first 3 or 4 years, there would be things I would tell him, like he would ask my advice, and I would always answer him. It's like, my intuition says this, my gut says that. You know, those would be the key words I would say to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one night he came home because I had given him some advice and I was warned about something that would happen to him at work, you know, with an employer or his
Mm-hmm.
employee. And he came home all upset, and I could tell he was mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, what's wrong? He told me that, you know, the way that he had talked to me about it the night before, it happened the way that I pretty much said it would. And, you know, but he didn't follow my advice, you know, because I gave him it's going to be A or B, and it depends on which way you go. Well, he went with A and not B. And
Uh-huh.
I got mad at him. I'm like, you know what? It's like, when are you going to listen to me? I said, you didn't listen to me. You
Right.
didn't trust in what I said. And I said, my
Mm-hmm.
intuitions told you this would happen, but you didn't
Right.
listen to me. So I got mad
Right.
at him and I walked away. Well, I think he
Mm-hmm.
sat with it that night. And the next day he comes to me and he apologizes and he's like, you know what? You're right. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he sat there and he thought about all the times that I would say that to him, and I ended up being right. And then he even, you know, from his rational, logical mind, he said that he thought about, you know, could I possibly be right every single time just by a lucky guess? And he's like, no, I couldn't be. So that's when he finally said, okay, baby, I believe in you. You are psychic.
Right.
There's something more to
There's
this. So,
something there. Right. Oh,
so
wow.
that
Yeah.
opened it up a lot. And I was able to share those experiences with
That's
him.
that's good. I think it helps to have the husband there that goes along. See, mine will believe whatever I say about other folks, or he'll
Hmm.
know I'm dead on. But if I tell him something now, he's a little hesitant, and then afterwards says, "How come you're always right?" I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
now he
awesome.
listens to me and he trusts in what I
Good.
say. So,
That's good. That's
and
good.
and I got into like, I started reading tarot when I was about 15, 16 years old. And that was after, I had that conversation with my grandmother, but it scared me. You
Uh-huh.
know, I remember, in fact, I had turned over some cards and it pretty much told me, and I can't even explain how I knew this, but based on what I saw on the cards, it told me one of my loved ones was going to die.
Oh,
And I'm like, no, 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 no,
yeah. I don't want to know this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I put them
Yeah.
cards away real quick, and it was less than a week later, my grandmother passed away.
Oh, wow.
And that scared me.
I
And
bet it did. You
I
know
was
how
like,
many people that I've heard that from, that they've gotten a reading like that and their person did pass, or someone very close did pass, and they shut down. They wouldn't do
yep,
any more readings. Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
Wow. Uh-huh.
And I did. I shut
Mhm.
down until I reached my early 20s. And that's when I started exploring it more because more of my
Sure.
abilities started to surface.
Uh-huh.
And so, and I read, for a few years, then I pursued billiards pool professionally. I
Oh,
love to shoot pool.
how
That's my thing.
exciting. I had no idea. Wow. That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Okay.
I
So did you
actually met my
travel?
husband that way.
That's how you met him? Okay.
I
Mhm.
hustled him one night.
You go, girl. Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny.
He came
Oh,
up to me. He wanted to talk to me, but I wasn't interested. I was having a bad night,
uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
he's like, "Well, do you want to, play a game of pool with me?" And I just looked at him. I'm like, "Okay, he's not going to want to play for money." So I'm like, "You know what?" I said, "If you want to play, it's going to be $50 a game." He was like, "Okay,
Oh, wow.
okay, let's go."
Oh,
And
that's
I beat
something.
him. Two
Uh-huh.
games we played for money. The first game, I ran the table out on him. The second game, I put the 9 ball in on the break, and after that, he said no more.
I love that. That's so cool. Wow.
So yeah,
Well,
I played, and I still
sounds like you
play.
got the ball in the pocket and got the guy. So
Yeah.
what?
Well, he'll say to me, he's like, you know what? I knew what I was doing, and he's like,
Oh,
I may have lost some money to you. He's like, but I won the lottery. I got you.
well, that's a cute thing. What a sweetheart. That's a nice thing to say. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is.
it
He's a
is.
great guy. So
That's good. I'm so happy. Yes, Rossi says Amanda the pool shark. That's really cool. Wow. So at that point you were doing that and then you came back to this just within the last few years, or were you still doing this all along?
um, I would pull out. I kept one deck because I had
Okay.
like over 100
Oh, I
decks, I
understand.
think, and I
Yes.
just, you know,
Yeah.
I walked away from it because I knew I couldn't put any time into it because I was
Yeah,
focused on pool, and
sure.
so I gave them away to people who needed them, who I knew could use them.
Yeah,
And and I played, I still play now. I play pool now, but I played for so many years and I think I got burned out.
sure.
And
Yeah.
and
Makes sense.
I didn't go full professional, but I played it on a semi-pro level.
Mhm.
And I needed a change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I
It can
decided,
burn you out. So anything can, but sounds like being and having to have that total looking, watching, planning, strategy,
mhm,
and all that does, I imagine that would be frustrating after a time. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it'll burn you out. Because I would
Sure.
play like 3 days straight. I would go in on a Friday night, about 7 o'clock, and I wouldn't leave the pool hall till like 2:33 in the morning. And then I would have to be back there Saturday morning by 10 o'clock. And then we would play all night until like 2, 3 o'clock in the next
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I have to come back again, and I think the pool hall opened for us about 11, and I
Mhm.
would be there until 7, 8 o'clock, Sunday night. I'm mentally worn
Yeah.
out.
Sure you
You
would be.
know,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it's yeah, physically tired, yes, but it was the mental. It wears you
Sure.
out.
It
So
does
I
wear
would
you
need
out.
a couple of days to rest, to sleep, and
Mhm.
I just, my husband was all for it, but at the same time, I just felt like, no, I don't think I can do this because, if I really went all the way, I would have to travel around the country, which that wouldn't be bad. I would miss my family a lot. And then
Sure.
I would end up, possibly even traveling overseas to play. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
I don't think so. So,
Uh-huh. Yep.
so I
No.
came back to it, and I just picked up the cards in the last year, and started getting into it again and familiarizing
Okay.
myself with it again. And
Uh-huh.
because I
Yep.
also learned that I'm an empath, and
Mhm.
that was a shock.
Oh, you didn't know this all your whole life? No?
No, it didn't
Oh.
surface until like my mid-20s. I
Oh?
went Me and my husband, we went shopping one day, and we were at the mall, and we were actually in one of the department stores looking at shoes for him. And we're both happy. It's a beautiful sunny day. We're shopping, spending time together. And suddenly I saw a guy walk by us. And as soon as he walked by us, I felt all this anger and rage. And I'm
Okay.
like, my husband even looked at me. He was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just all of a sudden I'm angry. I have just a lot of anger and rage." And I
Hmm.
just kind of looked at him. I'm like, "Wait a minute, that guy just walked by us," and that's when the switch happened. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I told my
Wow.
husband, I said, "Stay here. Let me, go where this guy went and just let me see something, figure this out."
Mhm.
So I went and found him on the other side of the department store. And as soon as I walked by him, there went that switch. And I was
Okay.
angry again. And I'm like,
That's it.
yeah, it's like something's not right with
Yeah.
me here. So I went back to my husband. I'm like, "I don't know. Something's going on." I said, "I don't know what this is." I said, "But I believe it's a psychic ability." And
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Can we go sit in the car for a minute and just let me catch my breath here?" And so we sat in the car, and then and I felt better, but then I felt suddenly drained. Like all my energy
Hmm.
was taken out of me.
Hmm.
So, I told my husband, I said, "Can we just go home and shop another day?" And he's like, "Sure." So I went home and I did some research, and I found out then, yeah, that I'm an
Okay.
empath. And I'm not just an empath like being in like close circles, in the same room with someone. I can also feel it from a faraway distance, which is crazy. And it blows my mind when it happens,
Sure.
because I'll
Yeah.
have those moments where I'll feel something and I'm like, and I was happy, but then I'm not, or I get like physical pains. Like I remember there was one time I was at the nail salon getting my nails done and I felt this sudden stabbing pain in like my right kidney. And I'm like,
Ooh.
wait a minute, and I knew it wasn't me though. And there
Okay.
was a couple of people in the nail salon, but it's like something told me it wasn't them either. And I felt like it was my husband.
Oh.
So after I was done getting my nails done, I went home and I looked at my husband. I said, let me guess, you got a kidney stone again. And he just looked at me. He was like, "Wait, how'd you know?" And I'm like, "Because I feel it." I said, "And it's in your right kidney, right?"
It
And he just
hurts.
looked at me.
Yeah. OMG. And that's probably because you're very close to him as well. So wouldn't you
Mm-hmm.
say that that would probably be another reason? Because look, you had your mother going to the hospital, that
Mm-hmm.
message. Then you had your grandmother and that mess. It's very interesting that, yeah, your guides are really tapped into your everything, so to speak, your family, your close friends and things, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really are. So,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
and then there was one more. Oh, and I noticed I can smell things.
Okay.
Like,
Yes.
where there isn't a source. I've come to understand that too. Like, I
Uh-huh.
shared this on my channel last week, but I'll share it here. I was in this office one night and I was getting ready to go to bed. But first I was gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette. And before I left the my office, I smelled a floral scent. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay. And I said, okay, I know you're here. I can smell you.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I understood that they wanted to talk to me. So I said, you know what? I said, can you give me like 10, 15 minutes? Let me step outside and I'll come
Yep.
back and I'll sit here and talk to you instead of going to bed. So I walk outside my backyard. She followed me. She didn't wait for me. She followed me and
Yeah.
she started putting these memories into my mind. Like she showed me what she looked like. She
Uh-huh.
was an older woman, like in her like mid late 60s. She
Mhm.
has really curly hair, but it's like a light brown or a dirty blonde. And she had it up in like a bun. And she was wearing overalls with a shirt and rain boots. That's how she presented
Oh,
herself to me.
okay.
And she also
Oh,
showed me she loves to cook. Like I saw she had a big pot sitting on her stove, like she was making some kind of stew or soup or something. And then she even showed me, she liked to fish. And I saw a
wow.
guy in that memory with her, and I was thinking it was her husband. She's like, "No, it's my brother." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
But it
Wow.
was funny because when she showed me the memory, she was like in the lake, in the water, in fact, and she had a fishing pole in her hand. But then she's like she tossed it to the side, and I saw her stick her hands into the water. She wanted to catch the fish fish with their own hands instead of waiting for that fishing pole. And I just laughed. I cracked up laughing.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
exactly what I did when I was a little girl. When I would go fishing with my dad and my brother. So I got a
Okay.
chuckle out of that. So
That
yeah.
is so cool. That is cool. Some in the chat have said that they've also got the, I think it's, no, is it clairgustians? There's one where it's you can taste things, but there's
Yeah,
also
Claire
you can smell.
Gustians is one of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
And anyway, I was in the car with a friend of mine. I've told this before, and I don't have this happen to me all the time. I'm not as open. I'm open to it, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
happen to me. And I think that has a lot to do with it. That you prepare. Where some of us are better at some of the clairs than others. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember my friend and I. We were laughing and talking about our boss, and next thing I know, I stale cigarettes, garlic, and gin. All I could smell, and that was him. It's like,
Wow.
wow, yeah. So I didn't see anything though. All I
Mm-hmm.
got was the smell. But we just, sometimes like, you just instantly know what it is. As you,
Mm-hmm.
wow, you've got so many wonderful abilities, and I'm sure it's only going to grow more and more and more for you because you're now doing it, you're working it, and then
Mm-hmm.
that really helps. Wow. So
Yeah.
you just decided to get your channel started within the last year after you started doing your cards again?
Yeah, well, I went through my husband actually has been the one that's been encouraging me.
Oh, wow.
He's the one that
Good.
kept pushing me. He's like, baby, why don't you, develop your abilities more? Why don't you go deeper with it? And I
Yep.
thought about it. I'm like, I understand, what he's asking me, and I thanked him for encouraging me. But I always felt like if I open it up more, that like, especially with the clairvoyance and the clairaudience side, being like the
Yeah.
mediumship side of it,
Yep.
I told him, I said, I worry that I'm gonna open a door to something we don't want.
Well, yeah, or a gift. I guess you can ask though, like you did in the beginning, please don't show me anything that is this or is this troubling for a family member or what or death or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. But at the same time, I felt that way. Like if I go in a grocery store, what if I see somebody walking towards me and I hear all this stuff I don't want to hear? That was my
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I totally understand why you might be a little reticent, to
Yeah.
start doing it. Yeah. Wow.
And I was, and but then I had to go through because see, my grandmother didn't tell me about like doing the shielding and protection part. So
Sure.
all
Yeah.
those years I walked around with all these abilities, and when it would happen, I didn't know that I was supposed to shield myself and
Sure.
all that.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
it wasn't until my early 20s when I started learning about, putting up, the energy fields and, the
Yes.
protection and all that. So I had
Hmm.
to, learn that, for a couple of years to where I felt comfortable. Like, okay, if I put up all this protection, not just around me, but around our house, and I do it around my loved ones, then, I'll be more
Hmm.
comfortable, with
Sure.
not having to worry about something coming through. But I have come face to face with the demon once, though, and that
Mhm.
scared me.
Well, I
Yes.
can imagine it would. Yeah,
Oh.
I can imagine it would. I've had some psychic attacks when I haven't had my shield, and
Hmm.
I've had a couple of people. I'm also out there, maybe astral traveling, and I pick up a few little critters out there. So, but yeah, you got to remember to protect yourself. And I agree with you. And it's no fun to have anything like that, like a demon. How did you end up getting rid of it?
Well, it happened. Well, there's like 3 or 4 times, but I think two of them were just negative energies. I actually had
Uh-huh.
a dream, and I had a sex demon come into my dream, and I knew it. And what's crazy, Allie, is that you know how everybody talks about when a sex demon enters your dreams, they look like this, Hollywood, model or actor, like a hunk. That's
Yeah,
not what I saw.
I bet.
I
I
saw
bet.
the actual demon and it scared the living daylights
Oh,
out of
I
me.
bet it did. I bet it did. Do
But
you
I
think
knew
it wasn't so it wasn't an ET? You think it
no.
was definitely just a yeah, okay.
Because
Wow, honey.
when I realized it, I'm like, I rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. And then I woke up. And so
Yeah.
that freed me from it. So I knew, it had been handled. But then I've had a few angel experiences.
Uh-huh.
And one of my
Uh-huh.
angel experiences, it was one afternoon. I had just gotten home, and in fact, I had just got done playing a pool tournament over the weekend, so I was really tired. And I decided to go upstairs, take a nap, and I laid down. And as I closed my eyes, I heard a noise, but I didn't know what that noise was because I knew I was home alone. So I decided to open my eyes, and when I opened my eyes, I saw a full apparition of an angel standing at the foot of my bed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm just in awe, like,
Sure.
oh my
Sure.
gosh. And he
Yeah.
was gorgeous and his big white wings. And, once the shock wore off, I was getting ready to ask him what his name was, why he was there. And then he turns to my left and I see him reach down to like his waistband and he pulls out a sword and then his wings opened up. And I'm like, what?
Michael?
Yeah, I'm like, what? And I realized that there was something there that I wasn't supposed to see and he was protecting me from. So I'm
Okay.
like,
Wow.
okay, I'm safe. I'm going to be all right.
Yep.
So I just decided because I was so tired already, it's like, I'll just lay down, close my eyes, go to sleep. And I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and and I thought about it and I was still like, wow, I can't believe this just happened to me. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that time, I didn't have to do anything. The angel took care of it. But
Mm-hmm.
I knew
Yeah.
there was something that I wasn't supposed to see
Well, you
myself.
had your protection and probably didn't even realize it, but that's wonderful. And it's wonderful to, first of all, be able to see it. And I can't even imagine, must have been such a beautiful experience compared,
Yeah.
of course, to what you're going through. But even in and of itself, it's just such a lovely to know that we are angels. That makes me feel better,
Mm-hmm.
actually, to know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Because I
You
even told
are
my
amazing.
husband. I
Yeah.
told my husband about it, and he's like, and he believed me. He's like, that it's great to know that, we have angels over
Yeah.
there that they're watching over and protecting us. I said, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm thinking for myself that your reticence in wanting to do it and saying to your husband, I don't know this for our family and so on and so forth, really an experience like that must have made you feel much more comfortable knowing that you were protected after all. Yeah, that's
Yes,
great. Yeah. Wow.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Hi, Care Bear. She says, thanks for being so vulnerable to share this with us. Yeah. That
No.
is a very important share for lots and lots of reasons, but a lot of people wouldn't do it. So yes, Amanda, thank you, my dear. Yeah.
Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. Yeah, because that's the whole reason why I created my channel. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
my husband had actually, there's another social media platform that he is on, and he was pushing me for like over a year to open
Uh-huh.
up, an account and share my, experiences with people because he felt like I had a lot to share and a lot of people needed to hear it, but I was resistant against it. I'm like, no, no, I don't know if I want to deal with this. And it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just like probably less than a year ago, I opened it up and I
Hmm.
started sharing, and I was amazed at how much support I got from people. And
Yes.
they were sharing their stories with me too, and they even, thanking me for, sharing it because they felt like they were going crazy or people didn't believe them. And it's like,
Right.
no,
Right.
honey, I know it's real. I know you're not crazy. I'm not a
Right.
doctor, but I
Yeah.
know from my
Yeah.
own
Absolutely.
experiences.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you're here because this the best community I've ever been in my life. And
Yes.
attracting people like yourselves and others who are just helping us build it even bigger and bigger. And so it's fabulous.
Mhm.
Everybody, we're going to take some questions now, and I have 9 of them starred, but I want
Okay.
to thank you for telling me or telling all of us about your journey because wow, it was so fascinating and it's wonderful and it brought you to us. So yeah,
Well,
very
thank
nice.
you for giving me the opportunity to share it.
Of course. Of course. So I'm going to read off of the people. I have Bernie Girl, Nancy, Morella, just visiting. Dr. Ann she just wanted to say hi. Craig, Juanita, Valerie, and Anya. If I missed anybody, please tell me. I'm not going to be taking any more questions, but I think I got everybody that wanted one. So, and before we end this, are you going to be, you do your own shows? Are you doing lives or are you doing taped right now?
I've been doing both. Because I do record a lot of videos sharing some of my experiences with my psychic abilities. But I've been doing lives with, collaborations with people like
yes,
you.
collabs, right, but not on your channel right now. You're not hosting right now.
No, I've done one solo live by myself, and that was like 4.5 hours.
Oh my God, girl, no.
Yes, 4.5 hours. It was
Oh, that's
crazy.
no wonder why Scott loves you and Sherry loves you so much. There you go. Yep. I think he did a marathon one time. It was 12 hours or so. I don't remember. It was like the first of the year. He did a long, long one. So anyway, so you've had some rough times, Bernie Girl. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see what we can get for you, my dear. Yeah, it's this whole year. Well, actually, I'll go even further back. It's just been rough for a lot of us, but this year for me has been particularly difficult as well. I had a flood in my house and repair people, my husband home, and so I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Oh, I get it too. Because
Yeah.
see, what people don't know is that I was forced to sell my house a year ago.
I'm so sorry. Oh
It's
my.
okay.
Yeah.
Because my husband had lost his job. He got laid off after being at the same company for over 34 years. They
Oh
did a lot of
dear.
layoffs, and he
Yes.
was one of them.
Oh
So
no.
that put us in, rough, financial stress. And then he almost died twice. In
So you're going through the same thing with your husband that I am, in a way. Similar.
Yeah.
I didn't lose my house, but we lost his business, and so then I have all those bills, and I'm the only one that can work. So wow.
Yeah.
And there's something about knowing that you're not alone, and even though nobody wants to have to say they're having those problems, but there's
Yeah.
something about that is helpful. So wow, honey. Wow.
And I just, I believed in the universe.
Uh-huh.
I had to remain positive. It's like, I know it's going to be okay. I know it's going to work out. I don't know how, but I know it's going to be okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And it turned out
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hi, Denise Fletcher. Hi, Sharon O'Brien. All right, Sherry. Sherry, have a good time Wednesday on they're doing a fundraiser for her son because he had a heart attack. So
Oh, yeah. I remember.
yeah. I know 34 years. That's a long time to be at a job and be laid off. That's awful. I'm so sorry.
And he
All
loved
right.
his job too. He was so good at it.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's a benefit concert at the music store. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Sherry. I love that. That's wonderful. All right. So the first card I get is, you're going to laugh, Bernie girl. I got the hamburger. I know. I feel like the hamburglar here. It says you're wanting things to be more convenient and you're feeling very unsatisfied, but it's also saying you need to have more self-care. You better eat better. You better, whatever it is you're doing, you need to take more care of yourself. And I'm going to say that everybody really needs to do that in general, including my own self. So, we have to be able to be open to do that. The second card I got is the ring. Are you married? Do you have a long-term commitment? I'm not sure. I get here eternal love, long-term commitment, but it could be a long-term commitment, not in love necessarily, but a job you love, hobby you love, things you love. So, and then I get the lion, which right now it's Leo, and it says self-control, leadership, personal power, strength, and courage. You're being called to do all those things at this point.
Mhm.
I'm going to pull one more for you, my dear. And it says, release your burdens, embrace clarity, let go of what no longer serves you, and allow the insights to guide you on your path. That's the clarification.
That's
Much,
beautiful.
much love. Yeah. All right.
Okay, beautiful Bernie girl. I pulled a few cards for you, and they go with each other because everything talks about you um being creative, like taking yourself into um putting yourself into projects, whatever makes you happy, and putting all your creative ideas into action if you're not, because I get the two of fire, which is the oops, sorry, um can't remember if wands or swords is one of them. I'm drawing a blank. But it's saying to be creative, to dedicate yourself to whatever it is that you find that makes you happy, to be creative. And
Mhm.
you're going to be successful in it, because I get the Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So I believe that this is going to bring you a lot of great abundance, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. And then
Mhm.
I even pulled for you a card from my angel deck. And this one even talks about creativity too. It says, put your creative energy into action. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I love that. It all goes together. So
Right.
I think
Beautiful.
you need to do something like that, sweetheart. I
Yeah.
think that that will help, whatever you're going through, just be
Mhm.
creative.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what
Absolutely.
I have for you, sweetheart.
That's wonderful. So you've been divorced twice. I was divorced 3 times, honey, so I get it, and married 4. So I don't know if you've got something up your sleeve here with somebody else, but long-term commitment could be to your creativity, let's say. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, your
Thank you for
creativity can lead you to love too.
that's right. You could or you could love your creativity, one or the other. So
That's right.
so I have Nancy and then Morella and then just visiting, just so you guys know who's coming up next. Thank
Okay.
you. Mhm. Yes, just before we came on, everybody, I was talking with Amanda and I dropped a whole bunch of cards on the floor.
And I
And I
told her, I
thought,
said, Spirit had a lot to say.
I just, and it's like, OMG, definitely. They want me to focus on 1 or 2 cards. There you go. All right. First card I get for you, Nancy, is I got the Buddha. And I love the Buddha. I'm a Buddhist myself. So I love whenever I get this card, it makes me feel good. You don't have to be a Buddhist to get the blessings from the Buddha, because it is a philosophy more than a religion. But it says here you're going to fulfill your destiny, and you're going to be reflecting and doing positive thinking. So if you're looking for an opportunity, I think the best thing to do is law of attraction, reality creation, say that, the perfect job comes to me right now, because everybody wants to stay in the present moment, not somewhere in the future. So there you go. The second one is you've probably felt a lot of chaos around this, because I'm getting the dragon, but I want to say that this is the year of the dragon. That
Mhm.
means a lot of us are getting a lot of what we want. So you got some power here to get the career you want. And I see 3 people. You may be one of them, but it could be external factors. You may maybe have 3 interviews, or you get 3 different job offers, or 3 different opportunities. Something to look for. Finally, it wants you to seize every minute and embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. How beautiful. Yes, and so many of us are so focused on the destination that we miss the journey. And so there's a reminder to do that, Nancy. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful Nancy. I pulled Nine of Swords for you. So I feel like, you're probably going through a lot, having a lot of stress, trying to find a job. If you've been out there looking, for a while and maybe nothing's coming to you. So I do feel that regret and, having being drained of the worry of, day in and day out. Maybe, you put in job applications, but you're not getting any phone calls or, not coming back for a second interview. But I feel like you need to take a risk. Because I get the Knight of Wands. I feel like you need to take a risk. Maybe you need to change up something, do something different to make yourself stand out so that, whatever employers you're looking at, just shake it up a bit. Maybe even you venture into another direction that maybe you never even considered doing.
Right.
Take whatever skills you have and look, somewhere different, because I feel like whatever you may have been doing might have been like draining you, because of that Nine of Swords, because that's the other thing I get. So I think you need to
Mhm.
take a risk and try something new, maybe do something different. But I also get the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like, whatever you're doing right now, it's gonna work out. I do feel like yes, you will, get a job opportunity coming your way soon. But I still feel like there needs to be a risk involved for you to
Mhm.
get that job or opportunity that you're looking for, sweetheart. And that's what I have for you.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love you got the Wheel of Fortune at the end. Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's
Between
a
that and the
powerful
sun,
card.
that's a powerful card. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Nancy. I hope that resonates with you. Here we are with Morella and Reno, and I got to find he's on the other side. You didn't get
Yeah.
that from the question, but um, let's see what my fun cards bring in.
Let's see.
Oh,
Pull something else out.
oh, this is a riot. All right. So the first thing I get Reno saying is, "You optimistic girl, you knew I'd be here, and I'm here waiting for you, and there you are, all decked out to celebrate." So I think he's thrilled you asking about Reno, and he says, "Happy anniversary, sweetheart. You know I'm with you all the time, but also more so on our anniversary, your birthday, and all holidays." So he says, "I don't know if you're planning on going anywhere or going to stay home, but wherever you decide to go, put a chair out for me and a glass of wine or whatever he used to love, and let's celebrate together." Um, this is interesting. I don't know if this is going to be if I'm getting this right or not, Marilla. So I saw that you were talking with Craig in the chat about possibly being, were you Catholic? I'm not sure. And we have a lot of Reformed Catholics here in this in this group. But look, it's got all the little trinkets and so it says martyr, but I'm looking more at the trinkets, and they seem to be like Catholic saints or something. And he says, "This is who you were when I met you, and this is who you are now. You're a bohemian." He says, "You're in this group and you love all these people and they love you just as much." And he said, "What a change," but he likes it. He says, "Oh my God, you've opened up your world so much, Morella." He says, I so enjoy watching you in your world and know that I am." Yeah. All right. So that's for you. Does that make sense, Morella? Uh, is it okay? That's funny. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. Yeah.
All right, hold on, sweetheart.
When I said Morella, you heard fun? Oh, let's see what your fun cards say. Yes, we see your bohemian self, Marilla. Oh, that's funny. Don't you love her angel wings, everybody? Oh, so beautiful. And they're selenite of all beautiful things. That's lovely.
Yeah, and I actually
Mm.
ordered them. I got some more angel wings coming because I
Oh,
got them
cool.
in
Okay.
amethyst. So I'm looking forward
Hmm.
to that.
Oh, that's beautiful. I bet they'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait to see them. Okay, beautiful Marilla. I pulled out a few cards for you, sweetheart. I pulled from one of my decks that specifically messages from heaven. It's called Talking to Heaven.
Hmm.
And so I did pull out one of my cards from Spirit Messages too, which is also like messages from heaven. And Reno saying that he wants you to take better care of yourself. I feel like you're too busy, trying to care for others, but he's saying it's time for you to relax. This is your day to shine and be pampered. Maybe your daughters, help you around the house, that you've given to so many others. It's time for somebody to give back to you. That's what I get right here.
Oh, that's
And
sweet.
then I pulled the few cards from Messages from Heaven. And the first one he wants you to know is, I have a new understanding. So he's saying to you, he has a new understanding, from heaven, and he's watching over you and watching you grow and blossom and, growing each day with your kids and in your community. And he also says that he doesn't want you to be afraid. He knows that, you feel maybe like alone because, you're a single mom trying to take care of your daughters, but he's saying he has your back. You're going to be okay. Don't be afraid. He's standing beside you, because I also get the other card that says, I watch over you every day. And he wants you
Mm,
to know that. He's watching over you and your kids, and he's sending his love to you, sweetheart. And that's
that's
what I
wonderful.
have for you.
Yeah. Thank you,
Hope
Morella.
that helps.
You have a beautiful anniversary, my dear. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about driving up to Vancouver at some point. When I do, I'd love to hook up with and talk with you and Linda de Gonzalez. So if I get up there, I'll let you know because
That'd be awesome. I've
time's
always
moving
wanted to go to
on.
Canada.
Did you? Yeah, yeah.
I've always wanted to go. My husband's been, but I've never been.
I haven't been. I've been to Victoria, in Vancouver, and I've also been to Montreal when I was a little kid, and I've been to some of the maritime provinces like Prince Edward Island and so on. But I want to
Mm.
get up to Vancouver. It's supposed to be gorgeous, and the islands off of Vancouver are lovely, from what I've heard. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, just visiting. You want to know if you're okay financially to retire in 2025. I know that's what you meant. All right, sweetie.
All right, honey.
I wish you lots of luck if that's what you want to do. And um, make sure that you, yeah, I don't know if you have a 401k or any of that. Um, I was going to retire in June. I can't because my husband lost the ability to work, but I'm planning on it at some point, and I'm just gonna step by step find the right way to do it. So the first thing I get is you got the angels with you. They are sending you signs, and so ask the angels, just like Amanda just did. She didn't even ask, and there he was at the end of her bed. I mean, you've got the angels there, and you have the ability to contact them and ask them, and you will have a lot of personal angels. We all have personal angels that help with technology, getting a parking place, our finances, all those other things. And so all you need to do is ask your angels to work with you so that you know for sure. Um, I'm getting, I don't know why I pulled this card.
Ooh.
but I pulled the lips, and it's about communication. So I don't know if it's just you in your that you don't have a spouse or you don't have anybody else that you live with, but if it's talking with them if you do, or having a good talk with yourself about what you might or might not have to give up, because unfortunately it's difficult unless you have lots of money in the bank. But something sudden is supposed to happen. Some like lightning will come in and you'll get the answer. You'll know for sure that that's the right answer. And I'm going to say you're going to know, your angels are going to let you know in some way or another. Because this says here, sudden events, unpredictable, something you couldn't even have thought of or envisioned. So, and I think it's in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Well, just visiting. I got some beautiful cards for you, sweetheart.
Good.
The first card I pulled is the Six of Swords. This is about going into calm waters. So if you're like having, trouble right now financially, I see that things are going to calm down for you, and things are going to get better. In fact, the next card I pulled is the Magician card. And this is all about manifestation. So, you wanting to retire next year, I think it's going to be more likely than possible that your abundance is going to come in if you take the right steps and do what you're being told. If you're have a financial counselor who's helping you to reach that goal, like Aley said, if you have a 401k or a pension of
Mhm.
some kind, I think you're going to get a lot of abundance, and I think it's going to work out well. And
Wonderful.
um,
Wonderful.
behind it, I get the Page of Pentacles. So this tells me that yes, you will be able to do it, because it even has the if you notice, oh no, it was this one. It has the Y on it, which is yes, but I still feel like I'm sorry, if you study all the things that you're wanting to do, being able to retire and make the right plans, take the right steps, I believe
Yep.
it's going to be successful for you, sweetheart. You're going to be able to do it. And that's what I have
Yeah.
for you.
That's awesome. She says she wants to retire from the college where she works, but will work on books and art. Well,
Ooh,
that sounds
that
wonderful.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
think it's going
does.
to work out. Yeah, I'm
I think
excited
so.
for you.
I
I
am
can't wait to
too.
hear you come back and tell me next year I retired.
We'll have a big party for you online.
Yes, we will.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So Craig has a question, and then Juanita, and then Valerie, then Anya. Okay. So Craig has a very close guide, and she is Clara Bow. She used to be a movie star in the 20s and 30s. And so he's asking about, he said, could I get a message from her? I'm lost in something and she knows the question. Okay. Going to be
Okay.
like that and keep us locked out, Craig. All right.
Yeah, right. It's like share the tea.
uh, all right.
Let me see. Yeah.
All right, Craig. Here's the answer I have from my cards from the other side. I'm getting, take a look at it from a different perspective, Craig, because it's all in the perception that you have of the thing that you're trying to work out. She's saying, maybe sleep on it, maybe look at, maybe make a list about it, but she wants you to look at it from a different perspective. She says, look at it creatively. Whatever it is that you're doing, that's what she wants you to do. And she said that the right thing will come in time. And this is almost like her. I know that isn't her, but she's sort of looking at you, go, Craig, time doesn't exist, but this will come in the right time. Spirit time. It will come in spirit time.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Craig. Hello, handsome. The first card I got is the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like you need to be practical about what it is that you're feeling lost in.
Uh-huh.
You may want to even consider like reevaluating what it is you're asking about, as far as what it involves. You may have to even look at thinking more deeper about it. It even may require you to have to make a split decision, because the card I get behind it is the Eight of Wands. So this tells me you're probably stressing out over this, whatever it is, and she's wanting you to really consider and maybe even look at it from a different perspective, because I
Yep.
see where the pressure is coming in, because behind it I see the Ten of Swords. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure, something's like really weighing heavily on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wants you to take it easy and learn to ground yourself and find your center, because I even pulled one of my which deck is it? The spirit messages. And this card says find your center. And I'll
Oh,
read
wow.
it.
Wow.
It says, your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself?
Ooh. Okay.
So I
Okay.
think you need to find your center, Craig, and
Yeah.
really
Well, it's
think
interesting
about it.
you say that because he's got stomach aches. And where is that? It's sort of in the center.
Yeah, yeah, there it is.
So, yeah. His uncle used to be the Navajo medicine man for him, and his uncle
Oh,
passed. So now
wow.
he's contemplating whether to go to this new person, I believe. So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I hope that
okay.
helps, but I do think it is perspective. I'm also feeling as though your uncle is saying, trust in the process, Craig. And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Stay with what you feel comfortable with. Yep.
Trust your intuition, Craig. Don't stress
Absolutely.
yourself out. Trust your
Yep.
intuition. Go out in nature and
Yep.
find, nature seems to help me. When I get worried, in fact, I'll tell you something that I always say, and this is one of my affirmations. I always say, everything's going to work out perfectly in my favor.
Right. Right.
And if you keep
Everything works
saying
out for
that,
me. That's right. Yep.
it will, because
It
you're
will.
going to manifest what you're thinking. So
Hmm.
the universe knows that, because we're all energy and we
Sure.
exchange energy. So
Yeah.
I think if you have a positive mind and not think about well, it's not going to work out, it's not going to help me, or
Hmm.
whatever,
Hmm.
then it's going to not help you. But if
Right.
you say it's going to work out perfectly in my favor, it
Yeah.
will.
Yep. That's true, Craig. So, Craig, thank you very much. I want to say hello to some of the new people that have come in. I want you to realize, even though it's at the top, sort of at the top of the hour, we've been on here for over an hour now. So that's why the questions are already closed. So I apologize for that. But please do like and subscribe and hit the bell, and you can come back. And also in the notes on the show, the link to Amanda's channel is also there for you to sign up with her, and she's fabulous. You have to go back and listen to what her story is. It's just fabulous. So there you go.
Thank you. Yes, please subscribe. You're so sweet, Aley.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love
Uh-huh.
you too, sweetheart.
I love you. So Juanita, when I get to readings, you'd like a reading? Does it, you wanting just a spirit reading, Juanita, I'm guessing, or just what you need to know? Let's see. I can work on that for you.
Do
So
you
I
just
guess
want a general reading, Juanita?
yeah, I think she might want a message from spirit. Let's see. Yes, a message from spirit. Yep. Yep,
Okay.
that's true, Jen. I always say that everything always works out for me. And I also say, I am healthy, wealthy, and wise.
That's right. That's
It's so
right.
easy. It's so easy. It's all you got to say. It's like, yep, I
Okay.
love it. What does spirit want to tell you today, Juanita? All right.
Let's see.
No problemo. All right. I'm pulling from 3 different decks because I can. All right.
That's
So
right.
the
I'm gonna pull from 3 different decks too, because I got a deck that I haven't pulled out yet. So
Oh, cool. I love that. I love mixing it up like that. So the first thing I got was the Page of Cups, which is great. It says, open your heart up to the beauty and magic of the world. Romantic daydreams can be indulged. Someone may surprise you with a declaration of adoration. Wander your own inner landscape and dream a little dream today. Tell someone how much they mean to you and let your heart lead the way. These are my favorite new cards that I've gotten. Actually, they're not new. I just never used them for a long time, and they are tarot, but they're just little message tarot. And so I think this is a riot because if you've been having a lot, you need to come tomorrow night to the dream show and bring a dream that you had if you have one. There you go. All right. So I'm getting freedom. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I wonder if her boy, I think you have 2 boys. I'm not sure if 1 or 2, but are they going back to school? And you may have some freedom now from having kids around. I don't know. Finally, it says to turn the page and embrace new chapters with curiosity. Openness paves the path to freedom. So yeah, it looks like, and that's interesting. This happens all the time. This word has the word freedom in it, and this is the card of freedom. So freedom, and freedom is actually one of these, and it's important in this too. It's about opening yourself up to the beauty and the magic of the world. So freedom's your word for today. There you go. 2 boys. Okay.
love it.
Oh, thank you, Just Visiting. Thank you for subscribing to Amanda's channel.
Oh yes, thank you.
Oh, there you go, Jen. Good girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Amanda Carrion, as well, for subscribing to her channel. Thank you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Y'all are wonderful. Okay, Miss Juanita. First card I got for you is self-sabotage. So your spirit team is wanting to know that it's time for you to stop getting out of your way, that you're doing something that's getting in your way, that's not allowing you to fulfill what it is that you're wanting to do or what you're going after and wanting to achieve. So it may be time for you to take a step back and reevaluate things. And maybe you're getting in your head a lot, you're overthinking things. And so it's good just to take a step back and even meditate and be with nature and go within, because your spirit team wants to talk to you. But I feel like maybe because of the overthinking or maybe having stress, that you're getting your way and they're having trouble connecting with you, sweetheart. So I think you need to spend more time in nature and kind of get out of your way and allow them to step in and help you, because they're saying right now. And I pulled this from a different deck. This is my one of my angel decks. And it says, "No, it is not yet time. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. The opportune moment is approaching." So I feel like this has to go with the self-sabotage. Maybe, you feel like you're doing too much, or maybe it's not enough, but whatever it is, your spirit team wants you to kind of take a step back and wait for the right time, and they will show you when that right time is. And then I pulled a card for you from my what's it called? Where'd it go? This is my postcards from Spirit.
Oh,
And
those are great. Yeah.
I love these cards. I just got them like 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, okay.
it
Cool.
says, "Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. Yes, a good solid foundation, and yet flexibility too in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base, whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general site check to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come to visit. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by what you're building. I love that.
Wow. That's very positive, Juanita. Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
Amanda. That's
I love
beautiful.
that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's what I have for you, sweetheart.
Thank you. All right, Valerie S. and then Anya. And we're wrapping up. So a
Okay.
message from you, Valerie. So Valerie, let's see.
A general message.
Yeah. She
Okay.
just moved and is in a new place and is starting sort of a new beginning. So yeah,
Okay.
I think she's working it in a new spot. So
All right. Let's see.
mhm. All right. The first part I got is be here now. Practice mindfulness and be present in the moment to gain the insights that you need right now. Now, the second card I got wasn't a happy card, but I think it's saying the devil's in the details. Okay. It says it's about your power to do things that serve you. You've worked so long for your family, Valerie, that you have, I won't say it says addictions. I don't think you're addicted to it, but I think it's something that you're going to have to get used to giving up that whole thing. It says, let the card remind you to stand up and cast off any chains that you have because they're only self imposed. The power is in your hands and you can start living for yourself in your new area. And I think that that is absolutely true. That's amazing. And then it says, clear your energy. So I'm thinking it's clear your old energy because you're in a new place now and it's a new beginning. So you want to make sure that you clear the energy that you've had to carry all these years. There you go, sweetie.
Beautiful. All right, beautiful Valerie. I've got the Page of Wands for you, and this is talking about be more open to being playful. Now that you're, living in a new place in a new area, I think you need to go out and venture and learn your community and meet people. And in fact, I think if you're looking for love, that it's coming in because I pulled the Ace of Pentacles. So I think you're going to possibly meet someone new if you're looking for love. But if you're not looking for a romantic love, I feel like you're going to meet some new friends and you're going to build your own community. And if you're wanting to do a new venture of some kind with work, I think that this would be the right time to do it. I see that coming in for you.
Good.
And the last card I pulled from my angel deck, one of my angel decks, and it says, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. So I think that being in a new area, a new environment, I think this is time for you to really be vulnerable and allow people to get to, see you for your true self instead of, hiding away and, trying to fit in. I don't, I'm type person that I don't try and fit in. I'm just me. And it's, I'm one of those people. It's like you either like me or you don't. And I'm okay if you don't like me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think that's the
Mhm.
kind of attitude you need to walk with and be confident and secure in who you are and share that love, share your happiness, share your joy, share your passions in your new environment, in your new area. And I just believe
Mhm.
a lot of great things are coming in for you, sweetheart. And
Yeah.
that's what I have for you.
That's beautiful. Something she
Mhm.
really needed. She needed the encouragement too. So thank you. Oh, thank you, Marilla. Thank you for the super sticker. That's very nice of you. All right. Let's see. So we got one more.
Okay.
Oh no, was that the last? Who was it? Oh dear, I knocked it off. Who was it supposed to be? Who wanted to read? Uh-oh, I knocked the wrong one off. Who was it, everybody? Whoever it was, would you tell me? Oh, it was Anya. It was Anya. Okay. She would like a reading, Anya. I just don't have it up here. So my apologies.
Just a general.
Anya, was it a general reading now? This is who it is for. But let me see if, are you still here, Anya? If not, we'll go into we'll definitely do a how about we do a collective reading for I usually like to do that, a collective reading for the message for the group, the people that are in the chat. Yeah. And then if Anya responds, we can go back to her. So we'll do that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Some of you who came in a little bit late, we've been on since noon Pacific. So we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. And,
I apologize. I can talk a lot.
Oh, no. I'm fine with that. It's just if people come in, they think we just started. And that's why that's the only reason we could talk for 2 hours if you want, or 3 hours or 10 hours. Unfortunately, I have to do something else in a little while. All right. So no apology necessary. A general message. Okay, Anya, we'll do the collective read first, and then we will definitely do yours. Okay, sweetheart. All right. Hi, Joyful Journey. Nice to see you. How are you?
Beautiful.
All right. So, Anya. She is, okay, that's going to be next. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. All right, everybody, here's a collective read for you all for the day. The first thing I get is try to see beyond. Try to see beyond what it is that is making you sad, making you worried, making you I definitely needed to have this today because some plans were canceled and through no fault of my own or my friend, but I need to see beyond and know that there's always a reason. There's a spirit always has a reason why something doesn't happen. And it's accepting that and knowing that spirit time will tell us what we need to know as we go along. The second thing is that I love this because it's a beautiful red-haired man riding on an owl. And it says he has a higher view. So he says, by allowing yourself to see beyond and getting the higher view, you already know that what's happening is happening for a reason, and let it go and let it go and just let go and let God. And then finally, I get the right track. You're going in the right direction. So keep moving forward, everybody. I love that. We all are on the right track as we move through life.
Yes, that's beautiful. All right, beautiful souls. The first card I pulled for y'all is the King of Water. And this talks about whatever it is you're going through, that there's going to be someone today that's going to give you a piece of sound advice that's, someone you can trust, and it's coming purely from the heart. So be open to accepting their advice or their messages that they have for you. And the next card I get is the Six of Air, and this talks about going into calm waters and that whatever it is you're going through is coming to an end. And, you can, lay your hair down and it's going to be all right. So try not to worry and, get all upset or, stress over it, because the next card I pulled for you is from my angel deck, and it says, take control of your thoughts. So your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. So
beautiful reminder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so be, mindful of your thoughts, be positive, just like I said to Craig earlier, just focus on thinking everything's going to work out perfectly in my favor.
that's
And
right.
just remind yourself of that, and it will. And that's what I have
Uh-huh.
for you, beautiful souls.
Very nice, Amanda. Thank you. Oh, hi, Karen Doyle. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning because beautiful Amanda told us her story and it's incredible. It's just it blew the door. I haven't heard a story like that in a very long time. I loved it. It was awesome. All right. So here we go with Anya. Her. So she's looking for a general message or a job hunt prospect, if that's more.
Let's see.
Let's see. They're just going to tell me whatever you need to hear. So,
Yeah.
oh, wow. All right, Anya. First card I get is the panda. It says, make sure that you nourish yourself and your peaceful life and your gentle strength. Take better care of yourself and don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff is what I get. Make sure you put up your personal boundaries if you're feeling like somebody is imposing themselves on you. And that's an important lesson. The next one is, it's funny because it's the rosary, but you don't have to be Catholic to get the rosary because what it is your spiritual path. They want you to keep stepping on that spiritual path that you're on. And they said that there will be good dealings that come from that. Finally, I get it might be a slow climb, but you're getting there one steady step at a time with a little bit of effort. And, that's what they say. Even if you're making progress, the path of 1,000 miles starts with one step. That's what the old Chinese proverb is, and that's the truth. We have to take our first steps to get to wherever we're going to go and know that eventually all those steps are going to bring us to where we're supposed to be. Thank you, Anya.
Okay. All right, beautiful Anya. The first card I pulled for you is the Four of Swords. And this tells me that you've been, stressing out a lot about something. Maybe it's the job hunt prospect. But Spirit is wanting you to really take it easy on yourself. It may be time for you to kind of step back and reassess. And also, do some self love, because sometimes I know we can get carried away with our thoughts and that can, bring us down, just to stress and worry. So that, your spirit team is wanting you just to take it a little easy on yourself and reevaluate what your job prospects are. Um, and they want you to be careful about getting into arguments and disagreements with others because I get the Five of Swords. So I don't know if, because of the stress of the job hunt or anything else that's going on in your life right now that you might be having disagreements with someone, but your spirit team is wanting you to just take it easy. Maybe, sometimes I know for me, if I start getting upset with someone, I make myself walk away before it gets heated, so that might be something, you want to do. Just take a deep breath and get some fresh air, don't push any issues and, and address it another day. Um, and the last card I pulled for you is from my angel deck, and it says trust in divine purpose. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. And I think
Mm,
that's beautiful. I think, whatever you're doing, that you're on the right path, growing in your spirituality, whatever it is you're doing for, possibly a job, growing in your skills, um, doing other things that are bringing you, a lot of happiness and passion. That divine saying that whatever you're doing, it's gonna happen, and you're on your right path, and it's divine purpose and timing, sweetheart. And that's what I have
beautiful.
for you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Anya, for your question. Welcome to some of you who just came in. We are winding up, and something I just want to share with you. I share weird things, but the first thing is I have a issue with my feet. I have neuropathy in my feet, and I also looked up a way of mitigating that at night, and I found magnesium oil cream, and you put it on your feet before you go to bed. And I put socks on because I didn't want it to slime everywhere, Unbelievable. I could feel a big movement. It's supposed to also help with lymphatic drainage and other things.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
Something very interesting. I got it on Amazon, so it's not hard to find. Again, I'm not a medical. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I figured that, I pass it along because, we talk about CBD oil and other things that you use it too, Linda. Good for you, girl. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, good.
I
would love to know what people's story is. If you can tell me later, probably in another show or whatever. But I only started it last night, and it already know it's going to be a great thing to have. So anyway,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Everybody have a beautiful day. And I want to thank beautiful Amanda for her story, for her readings. I had a wonderful time with you, and you're welcome to come back anytime you want because you're so much fun to work with. So thank you.
Thank you. You are too, sweetheart. Thank you so much again for inviting me and having me. And thank you to everyone, who came. And thank you for subscribing. So I'll be seeing y'all soon.
Very good. Very good. So yes, Amanda, Tropical Empress in Spirit. Her information's in the show notes. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you, Morella, again, and happy anniversary. And everybody just take good care of yourself and make it a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.